Here is an alternate translation, and I challenge you to consider what place you have earned on its scale. There exist three kinds of intellects: that belonging to the one who can do the thing itself, that belonging to the one who can judge the thing, and that belonging to the one who can neither do nor judge. The first is excellent, the second is good, and the third is worthless. Some contemporary critics suggest that The Prince is actually a satire of monarchy, that under the guise of a guide to ruthless conduct, Machiavelli sends up the actions of absolute rulers and covertly calls for more republican forms of government. I think this assessment probably stretches matters, but it would be equally wrong, as noted, to conclude that Machiavelli was a narrow-eyed courtier bent on keeping others down. On balance, Machiavelli was a pragmatic tutor interested in promoting the unity, stability, and integrity of nation-states, chiefly his own Italy, in a Europe that lacked cohesive civics and reliable international treaties. His harsher ideas were then considered acceptable quivers in the bow of statecraft. You will also see his efforts to leaven them with keen observations about the vicissitudes of human nature, fate, and virtue. In actuality, I believe that business people, leaders, and entrepreneurs who read The Prince today will discover subtleties that are missing from current power-at-any-cost guides. I advise experiencing The Prince through the filter of your own ethical standards and inner truths, sifting among its practical lessons, taking in its tough observations about human weaknesses, and using it as a guide to the realities and foibles of how we live. Let me say a brief word about my method of abridgment. First, I have used the 1910 translation of Renaissance scholar N.H. Thompson, which originally appeared as part of the Harvard Classics line. My aim in condensing Thompson's translation is to provide the full range of Machiavelli's lessons and observations, but without most of his historical portraiture, which is well worth reading in the original if you are engaged by what you encounter here. I have taken Machiavelli's most relatable and practical passages and ordered them into individual segments, each with a new and clarifying title. I have striven to eliminate repetition. I have occasionally substituted modern terms for antiquated ones. Finally, I have included a closing section of Machiavelli's most poignant aphorisms. Mitch Horowitz. To the Reader. I have found among my possessions none that I prize and esteem more than a knowledge of the actions of great men, acquired in the course of long experience in modern affairs and a continual study of antiquity. This knowledge has been most carefully and patiently pondered over and sifted by me, and now reduced into this little book. I can offer no better gift than the means of mastering, in a very brief time, all that in the course of so many years, and at the cost of so many hardships and dangers, I have learned and know. Niccolò Machiavelli. Chapter 1. On Acquiring a New Kingdom. The prince cannot avoid giving offense to new subjects, either in respect of the troops he quarters on them, or of some other of the numberless vexations attendant on a new acquisition. And in this way you may find that you have enemies in all those whom you have injured in seizing the princedom, yet cannot keep the friendship of those who helped you to gain it, since you can neither reward them as they expect, nor yet, being under obligations to them, use violent remedies against them. For however strong you may be in respect of your army, it is essential that in entering a new province you should have the goodwill of its inhabitants. Hence it happened that Louis XII of France speedily gained possession of Milan, and as speedily lost it. For the very people who had opened the gates to the French king, when they found themselves deceived in their expectations